One of the biggest concerns for the Chicago Bears coming into the season, even after all the changes, has been the offensive line. Well, injuries are all up and down the offensive line. We're going to talk about that and more on today's Chicago Bears Central.
Chicago Bears Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bears news and content.
What's going on, Bears fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bears Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related. We got C-Dub, Bobby, myself, Haize, all in the building today, as we always are on Sundays. Fellas, we're still coming off the hangover of that first preseason game that ended a little bit early. The Bears have had 2 practices since then. We've been missing our nightly training camp videos. We're gonna get back on track with those. We've been dropping. Listen, we was tired. Leave us the fuck alone.
We had activities going on.
Exactly. Life be life and sometimes. But we got to get into this, man. My biggest concern, considering the weapons and everything, was the offensive line. We are now down to one healthy starting or projected starter on the offensive line. Darnell Wright's gone down. Tevin Jenkins gone down. Nate Davis came back and went back down. It leaves Braxton Jones as the only healthy. To keep in mind, Braxton was one of the guys who had the most questions coming into the season. He's the only healthy starting offensive lineman right now.
Bro, it just seems like, okay, I'm not even gonna go that far, but we're just reeling right now, bro. Because I think we need this time to get our continuity together with the guys that's really gonna be on the field when the real thing starts on. So right now, we got some guys that's trying to play the filler, that's playing. You got Ryan Pates and you got Coleman Shelton. They trying to fill in the middle there. Coleman Shelton, he's playing center. That I thought Ryan Pace would have probably been the guy that'll play center. But you gotta do patchwork in there, bro. You got Matt Pryor, excuse me. He's playing Nate Davis position. So it's just really concerning that we can't get all our guys healthy at the same time and get some continuity on this team, bro. It's concerning.
It definitely is concerning. The word I was gonna use was alarming. But I'm trying to see like if they just kind of taking it easy, you know what I'm saying, with the guys, because the Bears had to start their training camp so early for this Hall of Fame game. I'm trying not to buy so much into the guys constantly missing time, but it's starting to raise my concern level to another degree. I know I said I'm gonna chill, I'm gonna take my time with it, but constantly hearing these guys go down, it's a bit concerning because we want these guys to come together, work on some continuity, and then be able to build off that so where they can make a great push for the start of the season. Now, I know that right now we seen multiple guys go down and multiple guys get days off. Nate Davis, he started practice, but then end up leaving practice again.
And reportedly was having a good practice on top of that. It's not like he was just there. He was having a really good practice reportedly and then went down.
Yeah, so I'm trying to see like what's up with that. Is it? And I'm gonna be anxious to see when the next time we see Matt Eberflus or Ryan Poles at the podium to see what they say about this. And then I know that this upcoming week they're going into the actual start of their preseason. How important is this week? Because I think it's very, very important. So you could at least see how your guys are gonna do. Because I expect the first team to get some type of reps. But if ain't nobody going to be active, are we going to be waiting for another week for Caleb Williams to go out there? So these guys got to get it together, man.
Yeah, and to add on a little bit to what you were talking about Nate Davis, this is a quote from Matt Eberflus. He's talking about the replacement in training camp for when Nate Davis came out, Matt Pryor. He said he's a massive individual, so if you put him inside, I think he's really great because his inside pocket will be firm and he can really anchor up in there, which is great for a quarterback. I think that's a shot at Nate Davis. Like, bro, come on now. I'm tired. I think it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like a little hint. Get your shit together, bro.
It is what it like to Bobby's point. I do think that there is some of this. They're just being extra precautious because it is training camp. They did start basically a whole week earlier than the rest of the league. Those type of things, like nothing that I'm reading sounds like it's anything that they're worried about carrying into the season, but it is concerning. Like, make no mistake about it. It is very, very concerning that we can't seem to get any snaps with our full starting offensive line out there yet, and we're 2 weeks into training camp.
That's a fact.
Yeah. Yeah.
So even if it's not serious injuries, you still want that continuity so that they can build off of that. And we're not at the point where we're getting any of that because of these nagging injuries. Now, maybe we're not in the practices. Maybe there's some extreme confidence over what they're seeing in the practice to where maybe they feel like, listen, we're going to get them some snaps and at least the last preseason game, you're going to see a lot out of it. We feel confident they're going to be ready to start the season. If they're confident, cool. Because right now, as a Bears fan on the outside looking in, this shit sucks. And I see people saying Nate Davis is rubbing off on the rest of it. Let's be clear. Tevin Jenkins was here long before Nate Davis. We didn't have injury concerns long before Nate Davis on this offensive line.
Yeah. That's fair. That's fair, bro.
Yeah.
So, overall, I just really hope that whatever is going on with the injuries and whatever is happening, that it's all sorted out by this. Like, we knew that there are going to be some position battles. We knew that we were going to try to figure out our starting center. I didn't think that we were going to get a total of like 5 snaps so far between our projected starting offensive line since training camp started. That's not good.
That's not good at all.
And if we feeling concerned and we feeling like this, you know that the coaching staff, Matt Eberflus and those guys, they gotta feel that way too, bro, because they want to get this thing going in the right direction with a new quarterback, new weapons, good defense, a chance to compete right away. And I think it starts with that offensive line, so they gotta be concerned as well. They got.
Yeah, and I'm watching for the next practice. I believe the next practice is actually Tuesday, so they get a day off. They come back Tuesday. I'm anxious to see how this week that's coming up, how they prepare to go. I believe they face off against the Buffalo Bills first. So I'm anxious to see like what's gonna be the emphasis in practice this upcoming week. And if is it real injuries that's keeping these guys out, or is it just a precautionary thing? Yeah. Because if we come on Tuesday in the evening, we talk about what happened during practice that day, and we only got one starter in the lineup again. Hey, Ryan Poles, what are we doing? Hey, we trusted you, big dog. But at the same time, if you don't want to limit your offense in their success, you got to get the big boys up front together. You got to.
Yeah, you got to. You got to. You can't have all these weapons and then an offensive line that ain't going to even be able to get your offense in rhythm. That's like having a chick with hips and no ass. Like, it's deceptive. You got to get it together. You can't
look good from the front though.
It's deceptive, man.
It's like a Hellcat with no wheels. It doesn't make any sense, bro.
But with that said, man, 2 practices in the book since the last time we talked about training camp. Let's get into some of the takeaways so far from what we've seen. 2 players have really stood out the most. Both that we really want to stand out. Caleb Williams reportedly, like, that him not playing in that preseason game, I feel like he's going into practice now like, y'all motherfuckers gonna play me in the next preseason game. Reportedly having some amazing practices the last couple of days. Same thing that we've talked about already. Him understanding how to read the defenses. This time it seems like he's in the red zone activities. He had really good comfort staying in the pocket in the red zone. And considering the injuries to the offensive line, to me, that's a huge sign. Even throwing a touchdown pass to Keenan Allen in the red zone. How do you feel about Caleb Williams? And let's continue to hear the right things about Caleb.
I'm happy that he's really thirsty. I think he's thirsty to get out there on the field, just like you was alluding to when you asked the question. This kid, I think it tore him up inside to watch somebody out there playing football for his team, and he wasn't out there playing. And that's what I love. I think he's one of those psychotic competitors. So it's intrigued. I knew that would meant that he was going to go even harder in practice. He's going to go even harder in the film room. So he's just chomping at the bit to get out there. That's all it is. He's chomping at the bit.
Facts. And continue to show that progress, man. Keep on making improvements every single day. He talked about the preseason reps, and he used the word paramount, saying that his reps are paramount to his development and his success for the team. So continue to light it up. And I think that's why we really, really going to be honed in this upcoming week, especially about the offensive line, because we know what kind of had Caleb Williams take that step back his last year at USC. That was that badass offensive line he had over there, to where he had to put on a cape and feel like he was Superman. We don't want to continue to run into this cycle again, but when it comes to Caleb, keep lighting it up, bro, and keep learning. And defense, keep getting on his ass. Y'all gonna make him better like he gonna make y'all better, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And Caleb Williams and how accelerated his development has been, the fact that they gave the whole playbook to him, all those things are going to pay off for the Bears once we do. And like I said, if Brett Rippin, if anything that he looked like is what Caleb's understanding of this offense is, we're in for a treat, my guy, a treat.
Yeah, shout
I
out
agree
to
with you.
Ripping too, man. Shout out to that kid Ripping. He was slinging the ball, bro. I watched it a couple more times. He was confident and he was
Yeah,
putting the
he knew
ball where
exactly where the play
would
was,
go.
and to the wide receivers' credit as well, they must have ran the routes exactly the way they were supposed to. Like
Yeah,
he just had a anticipation in the way that he ran the offense that it was like it was electric and exciting to see.
Agreed.
Our boy Javon Dexter, another standout so far in the
yeah.
last. Like I hope this isn't just getting us all hyped. And
Bruh.
again, I'm usually a very optimistic person at this point in the season. I usually don't start getting in on my pessimism shit until about week 3 or 4. But we've heard so much positivity about Javon Dexter. I'm not expecting him to have like 8-sack season or anything like that. I just want to see him get consistent pressure. Like that's what he needs to do is that pressure from the interior defensive line. And it seems like he's done that. Keep that one of the things that keeps standing out when you hear about him is how quick he is and how much he's moving around and using the angles to get to the quarterback and put pressure on that quarterback. One said Dexter was getting in Williams' face on a touchdown pass to Keenan Allen, and he stopped another play dead in its tracks. That's what you need from your defensive tackle there, brother.
Bro, you just gotta appreciate a kid that some of your naysayers or some positive criticism is that you can't get off right. You can't get off fast from last season. And
can't get off fast is wild.
But you understand what I'm saying.
You
can't get off
with that drip.
Yeah, they gonna cut all the words out of the English language. Bro. But look, you can't get off the ball fast. So you look yourself in the mirror and you take an off season and you work strictly on that, whether it's diet or there's drills, whether it's workouts, you do whatever it takes to conquer that so-called weakness. Now, all the stuff we've been hearing it sounds like he did just that. Because all we've been hearing is, damn, he's getting off the ball fast. He's getting to the quarterback. So you gotta appreciate that. I gotta appreciate a kid like that, bro.
Agree. He put in that work. The man he shedded all that weight and rebuilt it up, and it seemed like it's being affected in a positive way. Me personally, I just want to see, you know what I'm saying, when he comes out here and he gets his rep. How are you affecting the game? Because it's not going to always be about getting a sack on the quarterback. Sometimes if you just got some leverage against who's ever guarding you, you can get your hands up. If you can't get to the quarterback, get your hands up, change the trajectory of a throw, bat down a pass in a crucial moment. I'm really anxious to see his development because we know that Ryan Poles comes from that Kansas City tree. Now we look at Kansas City. They had their closer in Chris Jones. I'm anxious to see if Ryan Poles feels this way about Dexter, and I'm anxious to see how Dexter feel about himself, which I believe he's very, very confident in himself. I want to see him all put it together though. So I'm happy for him, but we already know, got to put it on wax, baby. Got to put it on wax.
Yep, you got to put in that work. And we'll talk about that a little bit before we end the show because I want to talk about some of the things we want to see in the next preseason game, since we should see a little bit of the starters in that game at least. But one of the guys also that stood out, C-Dub, Dominique Robinson had another really good practice, my boy. I know you.
Good for him. Good for him, though.
Hey, listen. Seems like he's been getting pressure on Caleb Williams. He recovered a fumble on another one. And Brian Biggs saying Robinson with more impressive reps as he was able to get to the quarterback. So hey, Dominique Rock could get. Listen, we've seen people go to other teams before and kind of reclaim their career. And I get what you say, C-Dub, as far as that we've seen it before, but there's a chance that maybe he does it without needing to go to another team with the change of defensive coordinator that's going to get him out there a little bit more consistently. But how you feeling, brother?
Hey, that's good for him. Congrats. Whatever it takes for the Chicago Bears to be better. That's all I ask for. Now, I'll just keep it a buck. Like, you had a lot of chances, Mr. Robinson. Okay, you're doing well. Let's see. Now you got to complete the task, though. I ain't finna give you no benefit of the doubt, bro, because you already got that a couple times over. So, congratulations. Keep it up, though.
C-Dub has turned into Kobe in that commercial when it comes to Dominique Robinson. Hey, Dominique had a great practice. What more do you want from him? More.
What the hell is you talking about? That's
more tackles.
That's a fact.
More pressure. Go ahead, Bobby.
For real. I mean, yeah, I'm with C-Dub. Like, bro, I remember when he first got his chance, man. We like he about to be a starter. Him and Travis Gibson, they about to go crazy. They let us down, bro. But some guys are more fitted when they have a more defined role. I think his role could potentially be you just gonna be a rotation guy. We need you to come in, get somebody a breather, and occasionally we gonna depend on you a little bit more so than often and just go make some plays. And we already knew when he came in, he was a bit of a raw product anyway. Yeah. So he probably just got to go through some of his growing pains. Sometimes that growth is a little bit slower for some players than others. And we shall see. He gonna get his opportunities in preseason, so we'll see.
Hey, that's interesting. Okay. This is the only way that I'm gonna be like, okay, that is his ceiling. Like be a rotational player. You know what I'm saying? That's your ceiling.
I get what you're saying.
You're a rotation. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, and you need players like that. I don't think anybody's looking at this and saying all of a sudden Dominique Robinson is going to turn into this huge starter for you, or anything like that. But like for a defensive line that's coached under Eric Washington and how he likes to rotate it, you want as much depth as possible. He likes to he used 91 different combinations on a defensive line that was healthy last year. So he likes to mix it up. And so if Dominique Robinson could just turn himself into being a solid rotational piece, that's a big thing for him. And listen, he grew up in Canton, Ohio. You know they don't have the best schools out there. He may be a little slow, so maybe it took him a little while to kind of start grasping on the things. That's all I'm saying. You know,
I can see him subbed in second down and 5 in the second half somewhere, like in the fourth quarter or something. Second down and 5. Get him in for a play. Get him on out.
Listen. And y'all know how C-Dub is. All it takes is Dominique Robinson to make one big stop on a third down during a live call. And C-Dub gonna be back in. C-Dub gonna be back in. Yeah.
Hey, that's fair. And don't you think that's fair, Drew?
Oh, absolutely.
That's fair. Show me first.
Show me, for real.
It's just like Velus. You know, I'm not a Velus guy. If he takes one to the house, I'm back in.
That's it.
All you gotta do, I'm back in.
Come on now, make me a believer, bro. Hey, you gotta show me. I'm with you.
As long as it help my team, Chicago Bears. That's it. That's all I care.
And that's the thing, right? It's like nothing's personal. Like even when we talk about these guys, nothing's personal. It's just that. Listen, we've been Bear. Everybody on this panel, everybody that you see come on here, Kev, Steve-O, even when Coach T come on, like we all lifelong Bears fans. We just want the best for this team. That's it. I don't give a damn. Listen. If Brett Ripon ended up being the best quarterback for us to get us to the Super Bowl, I'm all for it. I don't give a shit. I just want us to win. Can we just win? That's it,
bro.
That's it. It's been a tough 37 years for me, man. That's all I can say, bro. And then you don't have to grow up. Y'all. Well, not you, Bobby, because you grew up. The Bears sucked the whole time. You ain't been on this earth long enough.
I got a couple good years around.
Dub got to see the Bears win the Super Bowl. Do you know how it is growing up and your father looks at you all the time and be like, the Bears ain't won the Super Bowl since you were born,
bruh.
It's my fault.
Y'all, we been there though, Drip. Y'all, we was there, Drip.
We was there. But
we played
the quarterback, bro.
Yeah,
that was the Kyle Orton season. Like, come on, man. We've had some good seasons, but then when you look at it, you like, we all knew nothing was really gonna come of it, my boy.
Yeah, bro. We believed in that 06, but we was delusional. All the way to the very end.
Bro, the way we started the game was
but we still was delusional.
Bro, we had a real
our quarterback
shot,
was, bro.
We had a real shot, bro.
We were playing Peyton Manning and our quarterback was Rex Grossman.
It was scripted, man. It was scripted. Somebody had the script.
Wait, hold on. I know a Chiefs fan ain't coming in here. It took y'all 37 years to get into relevancy. Let's be clear here, bro. And in the time before y'all got Pat Mahomes and y'all got into relevancy, y'all had St. Louis Rams leftovers that got y'all closest to looking decent. Just because you hot right now, shut the fuck up, because in another 5 to 6 years, you're going to be right back in the toilet. Ain't nobody going to be thinking about no fucking Kansas City Chiefs. It's already bad enough you rep the worst city in the state of Missouri. Like, the west side of Kansas City looks like Detroit, bro. Shut the fuck up, man. Shut up with that shit.
This is like the first time I ever seen a Kansas City Chief fan in here. Why is that?
Because they don't have their own good podcast. Whose podcast is in Kansas City, bro?
It ain't Nick Wright.
Beautiful city. Tell y'all what. No, all jokes aside, no lies. The damn Kansas City Stadium it's one of my favorite stadiums. I'm not even in front of you, bro. That's a beautiful.
That shit look
stadium.
good.
It's a beautiful stadium. but it's a terrible ass city. They got all chicks with big foreheads and no asses out there too. It's just like what's in the water? It's so confusing. I don't understand it. But with that said, I know we're gonna have another pregame show before, but just kind of since coming out of that first preseason game, we know that we should see the starters at least some in the next preseason games. What are some of the things you guys, as of right now, want to see in the next preseason game?
Man, I want to see some cleanliness. If I said that right, I want to see some hustle. I want to see some. You know what? I want to see some great plays called for the guys. I want to see my defensive backfield that I haven't seen, that I'm just clamoring that, man, I got to see these young guys play football. And I'm talking about Jaquan Brisker, Kyler Gordon. They still kind of injured. They kind of out of training camp still at this point, right?
Yeah, I think they missed practice again today.
See.
That's why I'm thinking it's more of a precautionary thing.
I think, it seems like that.
Damn, man. I want to see these guys. Okay, we still got games to see, but it was just mainly the offense. I want to see some clean football out there. Nothing spectacular. Some great play calls, some great operation. Just make it look good for us right there. Because I know it ain't gonna be a lot of plays in the first game. It's just not.
Yeah, I just wanna see these guys continue, like C-Dub say, make sure it's a clean operation. But then I gotta look at a couple guys more specifically on the defensive side. The first person I gotta see is Zach Pickens. That get off look a little slow still, big guy.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying. It look a little slow early on, but I believe he's gonna be able to work on, and we're gonna see if he improve. But as of right now, I want to see more out of Zach Pickens, and then I want to see how they continue to fix up this offensive line, because that's still the number one thing the Bears got to get right. You can have all the skill positions in the world, but you want this young guy to be running around with his head like a chicken with his head cut off to stunt his growth? Absolutely not. But the good thing is that I believe in Shane Waldron so much after just one preseason game, bro, that I believe that he's competent enough to where, like, sometimes if you don't have the greatest pass blocking offensive line, there are ways that you can escape that with your short game, with your horizontal game, with your jet sweeps, with your other things that can kind of wear down a defense a little bit. So now it's more of an even matchup per se for your offensive line. So I'm anxious to see how they continue to work this whole operation out offensively.
I'm glad you said that. Was unbelievable. That was great what you just said, nephew. I just can't believe that the last offensive coaching staff in the last era couldn't just do that. What you just said, nephew. But go ahead.
Yeah, because the reason I said it is because I'm thinking about that year that the Cincinnati Bengals went to the Super Bowl in 2021. That's the year after Joe Burrow was hurt the year prior.
Yeah.
This offensive line, they suffered some big injuries, but they still made it to the Super Bowl. I'm not saying the Bears going there, so don't overreact, y'all. I'm just saying, if you have a competent OC, there are ways you can escape or maneuver your way through some challenges. You know what I'm saying? That's when we gonna really know if this coaching staff is good enough. Because good coaching staffs, they get the best out of their players when shit just seemed like it don't supposed to be right. Yep. So I'm anxious to see what they do. But these guys definitely got to show up too. The big guys got to show up too.
Yeah, I want to see, like you said, we don't know exactly who all is going to be healthy, and that's the part that does suck about all of this. But ultimately, I just hope that we see just the continued growth of this like the little bit that we saw once the offense got in rhythm gave me a lot of excitement. And so I don't know if we're going to be able to see enough of the starters on the offensive side of the ball to where they're going to have time to get into that rhythm, because it did take a couple of plays as well for the offense, even in that game, to get into it. I don't know how many series we're going to see from them, but it's just the realization of the potential that we have. I'm just excited to see these motherfuckers get on the field, bro. I'm not even going to lie to you, man.
Hey, Trip, can I ask you a question? Tell me I'm wrong right now. Okay. Are you more if it's a bad question to ask, are you more excited to see Tyson Bagent or Brett Rippon next game?
Bro, I honestly don't care. As long as the offense is looking, I don't give a shit. Now, okay. I'll say, because of the way that the chemistry between Brett Rippon and Colin Johnson, I'd be lying if I wasn't saying I wasn't excited to see that again.
Okay.
Like, Colin Johnson has the chance to be the feel-good story out of training camp this year, bro. Real talk. Like, the fact that because he was on the roster last year, I don't even think I said his name not once last year.
Yeah. No, we ain't said his name.
So for him to actually be a rotational piece for the Bears potentially this year with his understanding of the system, and that's what bringing in a competent offensive coordinator is. For all those people who still were talking about, oh, well, Luke Getsy wasn't that bad. It was just Justin. You're stupid. Because listen, a good offensive coordinator is going to get the most out of you. You see what Shane Waldron's doing? He's building the system. Not only that a great offensive coordinator takes their sensibilities, because every offensive coordinator has them, and finds a way that best adapt that to the skill set that they have here, and they alter what they can to get the most out of the talent. I could already see with a little bit of sample size, it seems like that's what Shane Waldron is doing.
I would agree with that.
So,
yeah.
And then defensively, listen, can we get to some quarterbacks? Like, I just want to see some sacks.
That's it.
Bro. That's it. Let's get to some quarterbacks.
Austin Booker got a sack last game.
He
right?
did not. It was registered.
It was
as
not
a
credited.
For a
He
loss.
bumped him. He bumped him, and dude, somebody else hit him, and that's when he fumbled. So,
and that's when he fumbled, right? Yeah, because he was right. Okay.
So,
yeah,
but
but
it was registered as a tackle for a loss.
him.
Yeah, not as a sack. So,
yeah, and I want to see what Booker got to start too. I believe the get off is a little slow. But I think that I think the get off needs to have some more explosiveness with it, especially if he wants to be one of those. But I would say it was a good first preseason game. I believe the Bears gonna coach him up well. We've seen a lot of good stuff. The biggest thing that I seen from a lot of the defense, these are second and third stringers, so I'm not even gonna make a big deal out of it. But some of these guys, they got to trust their instincts. They're not trusting their instincts, and I think they'll clean that up as the preseason goes on.
And there's some guys that they had a good game, that Hall of Fame game. They got to come out and bring out an encore performance again.
Agreed.
Like a guy like Kareem, number 52 on the defense.
Mm-hmm.
I think he had a very good, first game, but you're going to need more. So you got to keep it up. Keep up that intensity.
For sure.
So
I'm with you on that. I just hope it's not another Terrell Lewis situation, because I thought Terrell Lewis had a solid preseason last year. He didn't even make the team.
He didn't make it, bro.
I was like, what was that about? Like, honestly, well, I just want to know, what was that about? But it was done now. So
does that play from the defensive line distract you away from signing a guy like Yannick at this point, nephew?
I don't think they need him right now, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I don't think they
if I'm
need
not
him
mistaken,
right now.
when we signed Yannick last year, was it after the first preseason game or after the second preseason game? I know we had got at least one game in there before we signed.
Yeah, it was that definitely took some time.
So
I don't remember quite though.
Yeah. Okay.
So we'll see what happens there, man. Like I said, overall, really excited about what this team could be, and we just got to keep developing to see what we're gonna get out of it, man. That's it.
I'm with you on that.
I'm excited on that.
We're gonna be good. Why you feel bad for us and you still in my chat, bro?
That's
Somebody get this guy out of here, please.
Listen, he's an idiot. First of all, like we are, like any grown ass man who, we got one, and you got no bitches, because you can't be in here trying to troll.
Why
like,
is he over hopping? Like, why are we into it?
Go catch some coochie, my guy. Like, I don't know what's so hard about. Like, it's weird, bro. It's weird.
Why are you over here? You in the AFC? You like we ain't got no type of problem or drama with Kansas City Chiefs, bro. Why you here? Oh, Caleb? Is it Caleb? Oh, it's Caleb. You look scared. Oh, you scared. That's what it is. Okay.
Go touch dirt, y'all. It's okay.
Dirt, yes. Touch dirt. Grab a worm. Go cook it up.
Plus, your name is Ian. Like Ian. Like you know the that sounds like a little questionable, bro. You on that Drake shit. But we love you guys, man. Make sure you guys are following the show at Shy Bear Central. You guys can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns. ChicagoBearCentral@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text message and or voicemail for the mailbag, the number to do so 773-270-242-9336. We're the number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related. We out this bitch, y'all.